Mr. Speaker, we've heard from almost everyone today. We've heard from people who, representing their district, they say my district doesn't want this. We've heard from people who say my district does want this. Mr. Speaker, I've done what we've all do. We try to reach out to our constituents and get feedback and hear from them through emails, through phone calls, through social media. And Mr. Speaker, my district, it's 50-50. My emails, my phone calls, it's 50-50. We heard this bill up in finance a couple weeks ago, pretty split. We heard it again just last week, maybe 55 were opposed to it, 55% were opposed to it. We've seen polls from the other body that say 55% of Alaskans support an income tax. We've seen a poll from a statewide business group that says many Alaskans oppose an income tax. We've heard from experts who say there's pros to this approach. We've heard from experts who say there's negatives to this approach. It's obvious in this room, it's split as well. So clearly opinions are mixed. And there's no easy decision on how we fix our budget challenges, how we take on a $3 billion deficit. And because there's no easy decision, there's no popular decision. But I believe that there's responsible decisions. And it wouldn't be responsible to talk to business leaders who ask what our plan is and say we're just hoping and waiting. It wouldn't be responsible to continue to drain our savings and put our economic future at risk. And it would be not responsible to do nothing. Mr. Speaker, no doubt I'll be home this summer. We all will. And I'll face criticism for my vote today. I know that. People will grab me at the store and say, how dare you? I'll be at the coffee shop, though, this summer. And I'm sure I'll have someone shake my hand and say, thank you. Thanks for putting us on the right path. I take no joy in either of those situations, Mr. Speaker. I realize that actions that we're taking today have consequences. They have real-life effects, effects that I will feel as just a regular family guy. I've got a family of 5 that I'm on with a single income. You know, I said I'd quit my job, come down here, represent my district, a district I grew up in, the neighborhood that I grew up in. I get to raise my kids in now. I'm proud of that fact. But have no doubt, this has real impacts on me as well. But Alaska's my home. It always will be. I'll be buried here one day. I love our great state, and sometimes to preserve something we love, we take tough choices. We have parks and schools and businesses and programs that make Alaska a good and decent place to live. The quality of life that we have has taken generations to build up. And I don't want to destroy that quality of life by inaction and taking an easy path. I want to keep Alaska a place that we all have opportunities and can live in dignity. I do take some solace in the fact, though, Mr. Speaker, by pushing the green button today, that we put into motion what I believe is a strong fiscal foundation that Alaskans and families and businesses can start to plan their future around. A good future, a great future. But our situation is not one we can turn around in one vote. It takes a coordinated effort of many decisions and many people to start turning around this recession. I think we can push the stop button to our recession today. It won't be tomorrow, won't be next week, it won't be next month where we turn this around, but soon because of the actions that we've been taking these last few weeks. And we can pick ourselves up and move forward and thrive. We can continue to have an Alaska that is well worth the price of admission. Mr. Speaker, and I need to clear my head and get some solutions. Like many of us, I go for a walk or go for a run. And yesterday I found myself walking near the Alaska State Museum. Beautiful building, incredible building, really. And it has many great sections highlighting our state's history, including our path to statehood. And in February 1956, the group of men that were putting together our Constitution in the Alaska's Constitution Convention, they put a resolution out on their last day. And that resolution is up on the wall there in the museum, and I read it, and I thought about what my grandparents thought when they heard or read that resolution for the first time. They were here back then, and my great-grandfather as well. And I stopped and I wondered what they were thinking and if it was similar to what I was thinking. Permission to read that resolution, Mr. Speaker?
Representative Grenn.
We bequeath to you a state that will be glorious in her achievements, a homeland filled with opportunities for living, a land where you can worship and pray, a country where ambitions will be bright and real, an Alaska that will grow with you as you grow. We trust you. You are our future. We ask you to take tomorrow and dream. We know that you will see visions that we do not see. We are certain that in capturing today for you, you can plan and build. You are Alaska's children. I thought about what that resolution meant to my grandparents, and I think it made them stay in our great state, made them start a small business, made them start a family, and help create the Alaska that we have today. Those words speak to me, and I know they speak to many, many people in this room and around our state. We need to substantially reduce the deficit this year and clearly demonstrate to Alaska citizens and businesses, investors, that we can make the necessary changes in spending and revenue so that we can help build the confidence in Alaska's future. A homeland filled with opportunities, with living. I believe we can take those words and make them a reality with a yes vote today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.